Angela Kim from the Squishy Monster TSM on YouTube, and today we're making together a Miyeokguk, also known as sea plant, sea mustard, or seaweed soup, and it's actually so nourishing and comforting that it can be part of a nursing mother's diet. But it's actually also considered a classic Korean birthday soup, but I personally like to have it when it's cold outside. The very first thing I want to do is marinate my beef because I wanted to sit in there and get really flavorful during the length of time I do everything else, which will be the perfect amount of time. So I just soaked some of my beef brisket in some water to let some of the blood drain out. This isn't something I typically do, but it makes my mama happy, so I did it for her this time. I'm going to splash in a combination of sesame oil and some good quality soy sauce. That's the base of our marinade, and some freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna mix everything together and set it aside. Next, I've got my Miyuk. It's also called sea mustard, sea plant, and it's dry and brittle like this, but as soon as you soak it for the allotted time, it gets really swollen and glossy, and that's what we wanna do. So I just wanna tuck it in some cold filtered water and let it just hang out in there and submerge for about 15 to 20 minutes. This next step is optional, but I feel that creating a stock really helps bloom maximum flavor into the finished product. So I want to take some cold filtered water, and in there goes some onion, which we're going to put green onion in it later, so I really think it echoes with that nicely, as well as garlic, which is also going to be in there, finely minced later. And then some pieces of anchovies, some dried anchovies. But the thing here is that you want to take the whole body, take off its head, and split the body apart because the inside tends to be a little bitter and you don't want an acrid tasting soup. So you just want to peel it off and just take the length of the body and put it into the soup and let this come to a roaring bubble for about 15 to 20 minutes. When your stock has done its job, you can drain it and set it aside. For the soaked miyuk, you can do the same thing, except you want to go in there and chop it up into little bite-sized pieces. Because the strands can tend to be really long, you want it on your spoon and be able to eat it really easily. So just chop it up really roughly. You want to glaze that same pot we had the stock in with sesame oil, one of my favorite ingredients, over medium-low heat, and you can begin sauteing your garlic. And I tend to like a lot of garlic. I love garlicky foods, but you can scale it back if you'd like. And just let it go. Keep your eye on it because you don't want it to burn, and you just want to kind of move it around until it softens just slightly. The garlic has really released and infused that oil with its essence, which will carry on into the soup as it continues to develop. Now for this next part, you want to stand back because the liquid is still remaining in the seaweed, but you want to pour all of the miyuk into the pot. So be careful. And then you just want to kind of saute this together as well. After about 5 to 6 minutes, everything is nicely softened and everything's commingling all those flavors. You want to slip in your beef. At this point, it's really nicely marinated. You can do this overnight as well. Slip it all in there and the marinade because I find that to be extra flavor, and mix it all in for just a couple more minutes. Next, we can finally reintroduce the stock back into the pot. Slowly just pour it in there. And then you want to salt and pepper to taste. A little bit of salt. So you can always add more later. You can't take it back out though, so just be mindful of that. Freshly cracked black pepper. And give it a nice stir. And let this come to a bubble for about 20 to 30 minutes and you're done. This little bowl here is my version of a classic comfort food because my mama not only made this for us on our birthdays, but on a Tuesday just because. I personally love the texture of sea plant. It's glossy, it's silky. And if you like seaweed salad at a seafood restaurant or at a sushi restaurant, you have to give this a try because it's a different, unique take on it, but in a soup form so you can enjoy it all throughout winter when you're cold and you cuddle up with it. I so hope you guys give this a try. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is Angela Kim from the Squishy Monster TSM on YouTube, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.